At 60 years old, gospel legend Ricky Dillard has finally spoken out, and what he just revealed about Karen Clark Sheard has left the entire gospel world in utter disbelief. For years, fans assumed their bond was rooted in mutual admiration and profound musical respect. Yet, behind the curtain, something far more complex was unfolding, and now Ricky isn't staying quiet any longer. What made him finally speak up, and why at this moment? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might completely change how you view gospel music. For decades, Ricky Dillard and Karen Clark Sheard have stood as towering figures in gospel praise for their powerhouse vocals, iconic performances, and lasting impact on generations of worshipers. To the public eye, they seemed united by shared admiration, mutual respect, and a common mission to uplift the church through their music. But as Ricky Dillard now reveals, that image was only part of the truth. At 60, he's decided the time has come to address the real story, the tension, the disagreements, and the private frustrations that have simmered behind the scenes for years. From creative clashes to personal conflicts, his words shine a light on the hidden drama behind gospel's polished stage. In this video, we'll uncover the full story, what led Ricky to break his silence, the controversial remarks he made about Karen Clark Sheard, and how the gospel community has responded to it all.
You won't believe some of the things he's revealed, details, that will likely make you question everything you thought you knew about these gospel greats. Stay tuned because Ricky Dillard's confession goes far beyond music. It's a story about rivalry, respect, and the complicated legacy of faith and fame in the gospel world. To fully understand the controversy, we need to revisit the deep and intertwined history between Ricky Dillard and Karen Clark Sheard within gospel music. Both artists have long been celebrated, not just for their extraordinary talent, but for their ability to uplift and inspire audiences across the globe. Ricky Dillard, often hailed as the Prince of Gospel Choirs, has led some of the most dynamic and unforgettable choir performances over the past 3 decades. Meanwhile, Karen Clark Sheard, a member of the legendary Clark Sisters, has made her own indelible mark as both a solo artist and choir leader over the years. The two have crossed paths repeatedly on stages, award shows, and collaborative projects. To fans, their connection appeared warm, respectful, and rooted in shared purpose. Admirers often praise the chemistry and mutual admiration between these gospel giants, highlighting their joint dedication to excellence and ministry through music. But, as is often the case in the entertainment world, what the public sees doesn't always align with reality. According to insiders and Ricky Dillard himself, tension began to rise behind the scenes due to creative disagreements, scheduling conflicts, and disputes over recognition and shared projects. While both artists are undeniably gifted, their leadership styles and artistic visions often diverged. For Ricky, leading a choir has always been about precision, energy, and connecting deeply with the audience. Karen, on the other hand, has leaned toward personal artistry, individual expression, and preserving her family's powerful gospel legacy. Though these differing philosophies seemed minor at first, they gradually led to friction over the years, sparking moments of confusion and frustration. What makes this story particularly fascinating is that for so long, fans and even fellow gospel artists had no idea any tension existed. Public appearances, award ceremonies, and performances continued as usual, giving everyone the illusion of perfect harmony. But as Ricky Dillard has now revealed, there were private moments that told a completely different story, moments filled with tension, withheld praise, and unspoken grievances. This hidden background helps explain why, after decades of professionalism and quiet restraint, Ricky finally decided to open up about his experiences with Karen Clark Sheard. The complexity of their relationship shows that even within a world centered on ministry, faith, and music, human emotions like pride and ambition still have a powerful influence. Fans are now beginning to realize that this isn't just a story about two gospel icons. It's about how long-term relationships, deep personal convictions, and professional rivalries can intersect in ways the public rarely witnesses. The spark that ignited this controversy came during a recent interview and a social media exchange, where Ricky Dillard finally confronted the frustrations that had built up after years of working alongside Karen Clark Sheard. While he chose his words carefully, his message was unmistakable. Ricky had reached a breaking point and was ready to set the record straight. For decades, quiet rumors and subtle tension had surrounded the two gospel powerhouses. But no one had ever heard such a direct and unfiltered account until now. In his statement, Ricky reflected on times when he felt his contributions were ignored or undervalued. He spoke about collaborative projects, tours, and choir performances that sometimes left him feeling underappreciated, despite the countless hours, energy, and passion he poured into creating unforgettable gospel music experiences. Ricky made it clear that his comments weren't driven by bitterness or hostility, but by a desire for recognition, honesty, and fairness. His words came from someone who is dedicated a lifetime to gospel ministry and who occasionally felt that his hard work and influence were overshadowed by misunderstandings or unspoken conflicts. He also opened up about how creative differences between him and Karen became more noticeable over time. Although both share a deep love for gospel music, their styles of leadership, choir direction, and public recognition didn't always align. Some of their disagreements revolved around artistic choices, song arrangements, vocal emphasis, and stage presence, while others touched on bigger questions of legacy and mutual respect within the gospel community. According to Ricky, these unresolved issues built up slowly over the years, creating tension and moments of quiet frustration. What truly stunned fans was Ricky's honesty as he described how these professional differences sometimes spilled over into personal interactions. He hinted at subtle snubs, brief miscommunications, and unspoken expectations that, over time, caused emotional strain. Still, Ricky was careful to clarify that this wasn't a story of hatred or personal attack. Instead, it was a sincere reflection of the complicated dynamics between two major figures whose paths often crossed. His candid remarks revealed the human side of gospel legends, the side fans rarely get to see. A reminder that even legends are not immune to rivalry, disappointment, and the challenges that come with maintaining collaborative relationships. The impact of Ricky Dillard's words was felt instantly. Fans flooded social media with reactions filled with shock, curiosity, and concern. Some of Ricky's supporters praised his bravery for finally speaking up, while others stood firmly behind Karen Clark Sheard, highlighting her decades of influence and invaluable contributions to gospel music. Very quickly, the conversation shifted from simple gossip to something much larger, sparking widespread discussions about recognition, fairness, and the pressure that comes from working alongside other immensely talented and high-profile artists. And here's the part that truly grabbed everyone's attention. Ricky didn't stop at simply recalling old frustrations. He hinted that unresolved issues still linger, suggesting there were private conversations, backstage encounters, and decisions that the public might never fully know about. These subtle revelations left fans buzzing with speculation about what really happened behind the scenes and what the future might hold for these two gospel icons. His statement went far beyond a mere complaint. It was a revelation, offering a rare glimpse into the complexities of long-term professional relationships in gospel music. It challenged fans to rethink what they believed about harmony, rivalry, and respect among legends. As soon as Ricky Dillard's comments about Karen Clark Sheard became public, the gospel world exploded with reactions from all corners: longtime fans, casual listeners, and fellow artists alike. Social media was instantly consumed with discussions, debates, and a mix of passionate support and strong criticism. Fans who had followed both artists for years found themselves struggling to reconcile the warm, united image they'd long admired with the behind-the-scenes tensions Ricky had brought to light. Some expressed genuine disappointment, believing the two had always shared a harmonious working relationship, while others applauded Ricky's honesty, seeing his words as a necessary truth about issues that had likely been simmering within the gospel community for years. Peers and fellow artists approached the situation carefully but spoke with conviction. Many understood the immense pressures that accompany leadership, stage presence, and decades of fame. Some sympathized with Ricky, acknowledging that creative conflicts and struggles for recognition are almost inevitable in collaborations, especially when both figures are icons in their own right. These insiders admitted how difficult it can be to balance personal artistry with collective performance. They commended Ricky for expressing his frustrations openly without resorting to disrespect or personal attacks. Still, many stood in defense of Karen Clark Sheard, emphasizing her unmatched legacy, her decades of service to gospel music, and her profound impact on countless fans and fellow artists alike. They argued that while creative differences are bound to happen, Karen's influence remains extraordinary, and that any tension should be understood within the larger picture of shared respect and long-standing history. This division between supporters on both sides only fueled the fire further, creating viral debates across Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and countless YouTube comment sections. Every post, comment, and discussion thread became a reflection of the bigger conversation, one centered on fame, artistry, and the human realities behind carefully crafted public images. Beyond fan reactions, gospel bloggers, online publications, and entertainment outlets began covering the story in depth, amplifying it across every platform. Analysts dissected not only the specific remarks Ricky made, but also what those words revealed about the broader industry, how collaborations are managed, how recognition is shared, and how personal relationships survive under the constant glare of public attention. They also speculated on the possible ripple effects, wondering whether Ricky's revelations might shape future collaborations, influence award decisions, or even affect the overall tone of upcoming gospel events. Interestingly, the controversy also sparked a much-needed dialogue about generational changes within gospel music. Younger fans, many of whom grew up admiring both Ricky and Karen, were suddenly faced with the reality that even their most admired icons deal with complex relationships, creative tension, and occasional rivalries. This revelation challenged the myth of untouchable perfection, giving fans a deeper understanding of the humanity behind their favorite artists. The conversation quickly moved past gossip, transforming into a thoughtful discussion about fairness, leadership, communication, and the immense pressure of sustaining a lifelong career in ministry-driven music. Yet, despite the intensity surrounding the situation, one truth became evident: Ricky Dillard's honesty had ignited a necessary and overdue conversation. The story had grown beyond a single disagreement or isolated comment. It had become a powerful lens through which fans, artists, and observers could explore larger themes of respect, recognition, and the delicate balance between ambition and unity within gospel music. The aftermath wasn't just about controversy, it was about truly understanding the depth of relationships, the meaning of legacy, and the sacrifices demanded by a life devoted to both ministry and art. The controversy stirred by Ricky Dillard's candid remarks about Karen Clark Sheard went far beyond drama. It served as an invaluable lesson for both artists and fans within the gospel community. At its core, this entire situation highlights how challenging it can be to navigate personal relationships, creative collaboration, and public expectation, all within an industry that constantly merges spirituality with performance. For generations, gospel music has symbolized faith, inspiration, and togetherness, but as Ricky's revelations make clear, even in such sacred spaces, human emotions, ambition, and creative differences can lead to moments of friction and misunderstanding. One major takeaway from this is the significance of open communication and acknowledgement. Ricky's words demonstrate how unspoken frustrations, no matter how small, can build up over time until they reach a breaking point. Whether it's about being recognized for contributions, agreeing on creative direction, or simply feeling heard and respected, addressing such issues early on is essential for artists who collaborate over years or even decades. This serves as a crucial reminder: mutual respect and clear communication are just as vital as talent and stage presence. Another important lesson comes from the way audiences reacted, divided between those supporting Ricky and those defending Karen Clark Sheard. It shows how deeply fans value fairness and respect when forming their loyalties. Today's audiences crave transparency and honesty, and they respond passionately when influential figures pull back the curtain and speak truthfully about what it's really like to work under immense pressure.